So here we are again. I've been up since 2:30. Should I move back to New Orleans? This is what everybody's going to do instead of having human relationships. We're all just going to stream on YouTube. um, does anyone else feel like their life isn't even really happening? It just feels, I just have a vague sense that, like, I'm just sitting in a container and nothing's happening. And I'm just sitting in a container. And, like, the container has, like, a crudely written sign on it. It says life. But it's like they didn't even try. They just, like, barely wrote it. And they're like, yeah, sitting there, waiting there. That's basically what happened. Here's your list of requirements. And as long as you do what's on this list, we won't come after you. But at the same time, doing what's on the list is allowing us to come after you anyway. So it kind of, we own you basically, sort of thing. But in the meantime, time just keeps going by and nothing happens. Literally nothing happens. So, I mean, I'm not looking forward to anything. I'm not looking back on anything gladly. I'm just waking up and eating and sleeping. And that's it. That's literally it. That's literally it. Um, and that's just what I'm doing now. It doesn't even take into account, 15 years of nothingness, of just nothing. Nothing. Zero. I don't know why I continue to go to work. I really don't. I don't know why I continue to do anything. Nothing is getting built. There's no reward around the corner for all of this. It's just trying to hold yourself together enough to not go insane totally, while we put you in a situation that would drive any healthy person insane. And we're going to put you in that situation on a day-to-day basis and pound insanity from your environment, just pummel you with environmental stimuli that are just all designed to drive you fucking insane. And we're going to strip away all your relationships and the ability to create new relationships and form healthy connections with people. We're going to strip all that shit away too. And we're not even offering you a fake substitute in its place to distract you, to fool you. We're not even going to offer you a model to go on, to convince you to be okay with not having these things. We don't even care that much. We're just going to let you sit there and have nothing. And we're just going to let it be out in the open right in front of your face. And there's going to be toddlers twerking in front of you and just the most psychotic, evil shit we can think of. And we're just going to push your brain, your instinct to survive, further into, I don't know what. Like, is life just for, like, torture? I honestly wonder that sometimes, like, there's this idea of, like, to be afforded any joy in life at all. You have to, like, I don't know what you have to do, honestly. I don't know what their answer for that is. That obviously, you have to work and build wealth yourself and all of that. That's always been a part of it. But it's become a thing of, like, say if, like, if this is your wealth, or if this is, like, your timeline of building wealth from beginning to end, and you're just building your wealth. Well, in the past, you would have the rest of your life, stuff you cared about in the rest of your life, relationships, friendships, experiences, fun, having fun, enjoying your life, just having fun being a human being, having fun experiencing your humanhood in a way that doesn't have anything to do with having money or spending money. Okay, so here's the get money focused part. Here's the other part. It used to be something like this. You had to build your money, right? But close behind, if not almost totally covering it, was other stuff that in the end mattered way more than this. And even if it wasn't formalized in terms of how things work, there was no like formalized system of, it wasn't set up that way intentionally. It's just human nature was healthy, basically, was healthier. And so this part took up a big part of people's lives. I mean, here I'm assuming this is the only two parts of your life. But anyway, human nature, this took up a big part because people wanted to be human. Okay, and somewhere, I want to say around the early 2000s, I would say, is where we divorced this idea. Now the system is you have to have all of this, and maybe way down here you can maybe deserve to have any human joy in your life whatsoever. But it's almost like we decided one day to like, everybody just got in the thought of wedging this, like, turning everything into labels and status. I mean, starting in the 2000s, don't you remember, like, suddenly, I mean, before we were just all having fun. Nobody cared if you were a Democrat or Republican. We cared about Jurassic Park. We cared about the birthday party on the weekend. We cared about being in each other's presence and company, even though we weren't thinking of it that way. Our minds were preoccupied in those areas. So, like, creative shit and just socializing in general. And yeah, people worked. Of course, people worked. That's a given. The argument is not that people didn't work. Okay, that's not the argument. What I'm saying is we became obsessed with self-identifying ourselves as certain categories. And it all started, from what I can recall, with the 2000s election when the you-know-who's really started taking over. People were like, wait, it was Republican versus Democrats. What was I? What do you vote? What are you? Are you a Democrat or a Republican? Let's talk about this. And everybody got all worked up about what your label was and that. Well, my dad said his sister's a Democrat, and he always says Democrats are blah, blah, blah. And nobody knows what the fuck they're even talking about. They just like pinning themselves with a little unearned label, basically. And then from then onward, more and more labels started coming out. More and more labels started coming out, and people adopted more and more of them. And in this process, we also started to sever ourselves from each other, essentially. And in terms of people's conception of dating, to a degree, there's always been the whole women want money, or women want you to have money, basically, is the core principle, essentially. As shitty as that is. You can only get women if you have money, because women really just want money. Anyways. Or security. No, it's security. It's not that simple. It's security. You don't understand. Whatever. Whatever the fuck. I'm sure it's security. Yeah. Women are not as sentimental as they try to make you think. Anyways, this whole thing kicked off talking about relationships and meaning in life. And in terms of people's concepts of dating, the labels came into play hardcore. And, when you get people thinking that in a certain way, where hard boundaries are being set between Republican and Democrat, or this and that, or I'm a this, I'm a vegan, and you're this, and I'm a that, and I'm in this box, and you're in that box. And then they started calling it a community. How fucking gay is that? Who came up with that term, and why did it suddenly become ubiquitous everywhere? Community. I'm a community. It's a community of fucking people who like to paint. Stop calling yourself a goddamn fucking community. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop spreading this sentiment, this weird, gross. It's fucking disgusting to call yourself a fucking community because you paint with other people. There's some stupid shit like that. It was like, no, we're our own club. We're on this side of the fence. You're on that side of the fence. That was the mentality. With all this labeling and all of that fucking bullshit. And, people are drawing hard mental lines in their head about things, about being this and not being that. And this influenced dating as well, in terms of how women decided to think of men, and decided to think of what constitutes what. Like, I don't know. And the argument back would be, oh, so what do you think? Women just started using labels, and that's why they don't want. That's why, something like 70, 80% of men now are single, or some ridiculous stat like that. Do you think we just, you're just trying to blame it on labels? I don't know. And that's not exactly right. What I'm saying is the thinking pattern that influenced dating and influenced this instead of this, because we're drawing more cleavages, more fences. We're erecting more fences with categories about, you know, and people are also eagerly adopting them because we're so lacking in, you know, archetypes. We're so lacking in models to identify ourselves by and with and have a relationship with and to picture ourselves through. We don't have that shit anymore. We only have 13-year-old prostitutes that are nearly naked in the Super Bowl or something like that. That's all they're giving us now. So people are so desperate for to identify with something. So they're racking up all these labels as quickly as they can. Anyway, um, but again, I'm the crazy one. Look at me. So, anyways, and it also helps if you think like from the standpoint of international industry and wanting to turn people into robots. It would make sense that they would want to have a panoply of options, labels, identities, pre-constructed, ready to go out of the box for people to, you know, it's not just characters in movies that they're creating for us to emulate. It's full fledged personality types or phenotypes, some people call them, that I think the government develops in secret and then and then drops into the world how they do it. And suddenly a certain like 5 or 6 or 8 very distinct, very recognizable phenotypes or archetype, or not archetypes, but phenotypes of person. You would just see it over and over and over and over and over everywhere. And it's like, why is everybody acting like this? Like, why did, I don't know. Is that how devoid of personality people really are? Like, in mass? That, like, all of their personalities can just be, like, God just takes a giant spoon and, like, you know, makes makes a certain batch of personalities in people, and they're just so lost they just do them. That's just how they talk now. um and but what it really is, it's like it's a lot of it has to do with the younger generation emulating their parents or emulating the older generation, even their older siblings, looking for a model of how to be. And I think they overdo it because they don't know what they're doing. So they're like, oh, I understand this. I understand this phenotype. I understand. I will also start smoking cigarettes and talking with a rasp and hanging out in bars. Or I will also wear yoga pants and get a golden retriever and get a Range Rover. Or I will also just imbibe whatever thing it is, because it's got social approval. It's been checked out. Check. Um, uh, and again, these are huge generalizations, because there's authentic people everywhere. You find authentic people everywhere. You really do. I mean, at some level, people can't not be authentic, because, I mean, that's what they're working to be, is not authentic, because it makes them too vulnerable to be authentic. It's too vulnerable. And logically, that makes sense. You don't want to be left vulnerable totally in the world. But there is a line, there is a space between no longer being vulnerable and totally detaching from your authentic self. And there's a range in there. And but like I said, I'm crazy, so obviously I'm insane. Obviously you are looking at a crazy person. Like, does that even need to be said? I forgot what else I was even talking about, like what brought any of this up. Oh, yeah, I was gonna look for apartments. It just gets me thinking about life. Like, I'm about to be 34. I don't even have a fucking girlfriend. I really don't have much in terms of assets. And I do want to enjoy my life at some point. And I feel like I'm just sleepwalking right now, basically. Well, might be one way to say it. I have so many tabs open, it's crazy. And I don't feel like I'm a crazy person. I really don't feel like I'm a crazy person, but like, I just look at the results and I'm like, damn, I must be insane. I really must be insane. Like, something is off about me. I don't know. What is it? Will I ever find out? Like, I don't have any weird. Like, I've only wanted to do what everybody else wants to do and what everybody else values. what everybody else values, I also value. I'm in the club too. I want what you want and what most of you have. I want that too. I'm not different. Like, I do want that. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, that's probably just never going to happen, you know? And then so what does that make me? That just makes me like, why am I doing any of this? I don't care that much about coding that, you know, at least it would have been for the sake of having a family, at least. You know, I don't care about coding, but, you know, I got a family, I got to support, and, you know, it's honestly not that bad, and blah, blah, blah. That's one thing. But if you have zero justification for it, if you're not even into it, like it's strictly just to continue feeding yourself so you can continue to only code and for no other outside purpose, no other outside reward. It's not supporting anything. You're only the support for it. It's not supporting anything for you. And you don't even like it that much. It's just like, can something happen here to make doing that for 40 more years a plausible, like something I'm actually gonna fucking do? Because I really, man, that's not gonna work for me. Just like disappear into a wall. Like nobody will ever know I ever existed. I think this is what they call midlife crisis. It could be like a, it could be like a precursor to that, or whatever you call it. But fuck, I didn't even have the beginning to the mid part. Because it's just like go, 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 go. Graduate, go, keep going, keep going. Now move, go, go. And before you know it, you turn around and you're like, I don't know. But I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Oh, and another thing is, it has to do with testosterone too, which is another topic. But I'll probably just talk about that some other time. I need to get ready for the gym. I've been up since 2:30. Let's see how expensive it is to live in New Orleans as a slave, which I will only ever be able to do. All right. Sailboat Bay, $1,300. $2,300. $2,700. $2,800. That's really not bad. Is that off of Earhart? You don't want to be there. You're going to get killed. $925 is not bad. For 2 bedrooms, what is it? I mean, it's a place to live, you know. There's just something different about New Orleans. It's just like, I don't know what it is. It's the old world, you know. But that place looks like shit, so no. Price. Let's look at this. Max rent. 1,200. Let's just see. Done. I think I know what this place is. What is this place? Right on St. Charles, baby. It's like some shitty ass place. Yeah. It's gonna be a fucking cockroach in the city somewhere for $1,300 a month. Totally stop saving money. I've already done this once, by the way. You move back in, so you save some money. Then you build up some money. Then you move back out. And what you built up slowly falters as you keep having to pay upwards of $1,500 every month. And then you're back at full cockroach borderline homeless. How nice does that sound? I can't wait to get back there. Because that's growing up, right? I can't wait to just be a fucking slave in a shoebox apartment. Man. That'll really, man, won't everyone be so proud of me then? Where's this at? Jackson Avenue. This might be ghetto as fuck. Where? This is gonna be so fucking ghetto. It's not even funny. Watch Street View. Wait, I think I kind of know where this is. Hold on. Yeah, okay, I know where that is. Oh, never mind. I thought it was a different place. Yeah, I mean, you're in the ghetto. You're just gonna live in the ghetto. I don't want to live in the ghetto. Even if it is like a bigger building or whatnot. That's also Jackson Avenue. That's the Georgian. Oh, that place. That's 1,000. That might be a decent place to live. I mean, hell, you're back in the Garden District. It's not the Lower Garden District. Let's look at this. What is this? Centennial Place Apartments. I'm surprised prices are this low, honestly. That is surprising me. Now, do you want to live right by the fucking river? It's a nice fucking apartment, but there's probably a reason it's so cheap. Either it's really loud there. Damn, this is nice as fuck. If I can afford $1,100 to $1,200 a month and still be saving, I'm golden. Because then it's just a matter of getting better at my job and making more money over time. But at least I'm footed well, you know what I mean? Financially. Because I'm building finances and trading and shit like that, which I don't do currently. But there seem to be a lot of affordable places in New Orleans. I mean, you're going to have to pay around $1,000 a month. That's just the going. That's just how much it costs. That's just how much it costs. That's how much it costs here. Now, you can split it, of course, but who are you going to split it with? There's also the roommates shit. I could do that. It's just, you'd have to be really sure about your roommate. What about right here? Shit, what is this? For $825, living right there? Are you kidding me? I'll do that in a fucking heartbeat. Right outside of the warehouse district? Bruh. I'll do that in a fucking heartbeat. That is really not bad. Where 13 Baronne Street. And honestly, it's true. New Orleans might have more opportunity. I still need to be here for a while, I guess. So this is kind of a redundant search. I've been in this job, what? Going on 2 years now, right? I have a public-facing website now with them. Anyways, I gotta go.